The Dark Files. I'm Emily Sweaters.
And I'm Kasie Cardigan. And we are here the week of Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
It doesn't feel like Christmas is coming, though.
I know. It's weird.
But that's okay. We are here. And I'm going to be talking a lot about dead bodies. So, warning that this episode might be kind of disgusting for some people. That's about it. I mean, here we go. Before we get started, should we crack that claw?
Yeah, I cracked mine now.
Okay, I'll crack mine.
Okay.
I'm drinking a White Claw watermelon today, courtesy of Emily's refrigerator.
Yes, Emily's refrigerator. I'm drinking a Bud Light Seltzer Peppermint Patty.
Which you seem to like that
I love it.
because you said it's almost gone.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is the last one. This is the last Peppermint Patty.
Do they sell those in their own thing?
I don't think so. This is just like a special edition holiday pack. Tanner, Sarah, and I have been looking for them for like months, and Sarah found them at the CVS downtown and bought like 2 cases.
They haven't been selling in places?
I mean, they've been selling out because like they're so popular.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I was going to try one of those, but I just stuck with watermelon. But I only think I've ever had watermelon once.
I love watermelon. It's like my 3rd favorite.
What are your top 2?
Black cherry and mango.
Those are my top 2. We've discussed this.
We have.
Black cherry and mango are the best.
And what's at the bottom?
Fucking grapefruit.
Ruby grapefruit.
Oh. All right, I'm going to crack that claw.
Crack that claw. So satisfying.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Before I get started, guys.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Emily. 'Cause you're the one in there. So I was talking about this with my sister and mother yesterday.
Okay.
For my Cincinnati homies, we have a thing called Skyline Chili. I mean, for my non-Cincinnati people. And then there's also Gold Star Chili, Price Hill Chili, Dixie Chili, Empress Chili, lots of chili, but it's not actually chili. You put them on noodles with shredded cheese.
Yeah.
It's really good. Do you think in a blind taste test you could tell the difference between the chilies?
Yes.
Between all of them?
No, not all of them. I could tell the difference between Skyline, Gold Star, and Dixie Chili.
I think I could probably tell those 3.
Yeah, because Dixie Chili was like right down the street from my grade school in Erlanger.
Yeah.
So we went there all the time.
Gotcha. And see, I only had Dixie Chili for the first time last year when I had a few Cokes. That's what my middle school teacher used to call beverages. He used to call them Cokes.
Yeah.
But then I had it again a couple weeks ago. I went to Dixie Chili.
It's so good.
I was talking about, and I want to do a blind taste test, and I think we're going to try it over break because I'm on Christmas break starting Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're the only school district
I'm surprised you're going that late.
we had to because we started school late,
Oh,
so they
yeah.
did a stupid vote. Anyway, guys, on that note,
We still need to get our McRib
I know we need to do the McRib.
before it goes out.
Maybe next week.
Okay. A new year, new McRib.
Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. I need a spit bucket.
A spit
I need a
bucket.
spit bucket. Okay, guys.
All right.
Excuse me. You asked for it. Actually, nobody asked.
I voted for it.
No. I was just saying it as in like everyone's been asking for this topic, but only one person did. But then people voted on it.
Yeah, I voted
Yeah,
yes.
somebody gave me the topic, and then people voted on it. It got 100%. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I was also having a few Coca-Colas that day that I posted.
Oh, were you?
Survey. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was when we went to the Igloo.
Nice.
I posted it sober.
Yeah.
I read the results.
Yeah.
Not sober.
Not sober.
/ forgot a lot of the results. But anyway. Okay. So today we are talking about body farm. Sing it with Talking Body. So, is that the song?
Yeah.
Okay. While this is my opening sentence. While microphone down. Okay. So while human bodies have been decomposing, since the dawn of time,
Yeah.
except when they're mummified, It hasn't been until recent decades that scientists, oh my gosh, I just spilled that on my pants,
Oh no.
have really studied the science behind human decomposition.
Yeah.
So prior to the 70s, the 1970s, forensic scientists would study the decomposition of pigs and pig carcasses to see how the body decomposes and like what happens. Because pigs their body parts-ish are similar to humans or they're whatever, but they're still different enough that it's not going to explain like everything. So now today, body farms have been useful in training police, NCIS, FBI, evidence recovery teams, and other law enforcement and different types of professionals to learn about how the body decomposes and how to locate bodies and things like that.
I'm sorry. Do you see Barb knocking this Christmas tree?
Yeah, she's all up in there.
Barb!
She's just hanging out.
But the Christmas tree was like rocking.
Okay, guys, sorry, we're back. I had some technical difficulties with the microphone. Where was I? Okay, so body farms have actually come in handy. When somebody first told me about body farms, I really didn't know what it was, and I kind of thought, well, let's just go with this. What do you know what body farms are?
I think that they are like places where people like donate their body to science when they die.
That's literally exactly what it is.
And they just like study different conditions under which they decompose.
That is literally what it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
You got it. Ding, 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 ding.
Yay!
Okay, so here we go. The use of body farms was started by Dr. William Bass. I think it's Bass. I can never tell when it's Bass or Bass. It's B-A-S-S. I'm going to go with Bass.
Yeah.
Who is a very well-known forensic anthropologist. Which, it's funny because last week we were talking about Bones.
Dr. Bones.
I love that show. Anyway, so it all starts when Dr. William Bass is asked to consult on a case sometime in the 70s. And I say sometimes because in one article it was like 77 and another it was like 71 and I couldn't really like figure that out exactly.
Yeah.
So he was asked to consult in a case of this like grave site. So a Civil War colonel named William Shy had been like dug up. His like a spot in his grave had been dug up. And so then they see like a corpse and the corpse looked super fresh. For those of you wondering what super fresh means, it means his like skin was like not
dewy,
pinkish, but like
he just moisturized.
He's not a skeleton. Yeah, he doesn't look like super gross, I guess. So they hypothesized that somebody had committed a murder, dug up the grave site, and then put this new body in there to like hide it.
Okay. Was he dressed like a Civil War colonel?
No, so then I don't think they saw that far at first. I think it was just like the head. But then upon like testing, like and stuff like that, they they studied his teeth and clothes, and they had found that it actually was Colonel William Shy.
Oh wow!
Like whereas Dr. Bass was like, I think this body's been dead less than a year.
Yeah, it
actually was him, and they had found that because his family came from money or something, they were able to have him embalmed, and he was in a very tightly sealed iron casket.
Interesting.
So because of that, his body stayed in better shape than like it would normally be in a normal person's casket, I guess. So Dr. Bass was like, that's
weird.
Interesting, and like got interested in how bodies decompose. And at the time, he worked for the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, which is where I almost went to school. And so he started his body farm on about a 1.3 acre lot on university land. So I think I think the body farm thing started in the earlier 70s, but then he was the founder of this like forensic agricultural or forensic something building or school in like 1982.
Okay.
So like I think the Body Farm started, and he was like the head of this school. So this was the first facility to study human decomposition.
Cool.
Yeah, which I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Which I think is especially interesting because, like, nowadays I feel like true crime is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many documentaries and there's so many, like, certain things like that it's really, like, 1970s. Like, our parents were just little babies.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, like, happening. I don't know. It just feels like it should have been around a lot longer.
Yeah.
And like I said, they did study pigs, but that's still not the same as a human.
Right.
So, the first body farm is located a few miles from downtown Knoxville, behind the University of Tennessee Medical Center, and it is a part of the Forensic Anthropology Center. So that is the center that was founded by Dr. Bass in the 1980s.
Okay.
But the body farm, I think, was started before that. Could you just imagine going someone to be like, okay, I need a plot of land to bury dead bodies? I don't know. So currently now is according to Wikipedia,
Mm-hmm.
is a 2.5 acre wooded plot surrounded by a razor wire fence. And
2.5 acres?
Yes, now.
That's not very big.
No, this isn't one of like the larger ones. It's not huge.
Okay.
So, and the facility has expanded from just 20 exposed bodies in 2003 to 150.
In 2.5 acres?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's, I mean, okay. Not,
But I don't know if all of the bodies are all in there at the same time.
yeah, that's a good point. Because that would be 100 bodies in 2.5 acres would be pretty crowded.
True, but as I'll explain later, not all of the bodies are like in the ground.
Okay.
I'll explain it in a second.
Okay.
So since this first body farm, there have been about a half a dozen body farms created in the United States. So these are the locations. There's one at the University of Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
Western Carolina University, Texas State University, Sam Houston State University, Southern Illinois University, which is where I'm pretty sure my stepdad went to school for like a semester,
Mm-hmm.
Colorado Mesa University, and the University of South Florida.
Okay.
And I think all of those were body farms. Some of them might have been more like animal farms, but yeah. What's interesting is like in the UK and stuff, places like that, they do not have human body farms. They have like animal ones where they study decomposition, but not like with humans.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That is interesting.
So the largest farm is the 26-acre farm at Texas State University, which is a lot bigger
Yeah.
than 2.
Much bigger, yeah.
So people are able to sign up ahead of time to donate their bodies, or their family members can donate them after their death. So, and I think about 70% of the bodies donated are people that passed in like nursing homes and hospitals where it's easy to transport their bodies to, like, there's not a lot of red tape, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, pass in the hospital
Right.
and then whatever. So they're able to quickly get them to the body farm. And at the University of Tennessee alone, there have been more than 1,800, I guess, bodies. I don't know what that means. With 1,700 skeletons donated and 4,000 people who've signed up to donate their bodies once they've died.
Wow.
And then one site said that they're not allowed to accept bodies that have HIV.
Why?
I don't know. Because maybe they don't want it to, like, affect the area. I don't know. That was just one thing. I don't know how accurate that is.
Mm-hmm.
That was just one little thing on Wikipedia.
Gotcha.
So, okay. So, what happens in a body farm, you ask?
Yes.
Emily?
What does happen in a body farm?
Well, I would ask you, but I feel like you're going to get it right on the head as you nailed the description of it. Do you want to guess?
Well, I imagine they just like test them under different circumstances for decomposition, like
Yep.
different like heat or like soil, like shit like that.
Yeah. So pretty much. So in most places, as with like most things, procedures vary depending on like the site. So the Texas's thing might be different than Tennessee's or whatever. This procedure that I'm about to kind of explain is from an episode of a documentary. I think it's like a YouTube thing about the body farm in Texas, the Texas State University one, which is the biggest one. So first thing they'll do is they take pictures and measurements and hair and blood samples of the bodies.
Okay.
Then they assign the body an ID number and they place it on the ground. So they often make sure the body's undressed, but sometimes not, depending on what they need to study. And they keep the bodies several feet away from other bodies. There you go. So at any one point in time, there can be about 50 bodies in the farm.
So is it all like, are they trying to figure out what happens when bodies when we bury them? Or?
So it's lots of different things. So like, and I'll explain in a second, but they also, well, I'll just go into it and then leads to an explanation. So they also place the bodies in different locations. So like they might bury them, they might stick them in a tree, they might put them like somewhere else because they want to see what happens to the body. They might, it all just depends on kind of what they're studying at the time. So like which I thought was interesting because at first I was like, oh, they just bury them and see how it like, how everything affects it. But so sometimes what they'll do is they'll place some bodies like under the shade and see how being like under a tree in shade affects their decomposition. Out in the open, near water, in water. They will also, like if they're kind of out in the ground, like out in the whatever, and just laying out, they will put like cages on them sometimes so animals don't get at them. Like, you know, wild creatures don't, but then other times they don't put cages on them because they want to see how those animals like treat the bones and what happens.
Okay.
The other thing I think is interesting is that they will often put bodies in places that the police will find dead bodies. So like water tanks, car trunks tied to trees, weird shit like that.
Yeah.
To see how the body would decompose and the timelines and what would happen.
Gotcha.
And then they like host trainings at these like places. So they'll like have law enforcement come in and examine bodies and look and see like, okay, and study the effects. Which I think is kind of cool.
That's very cool, yeah.
I wish there was a non-creepy way to like be invited to go to that.
Yeah.
And then there's meanwhile like weather stations and they're recording like temperature, humidity, wind, air, all of that stuff to factor in like how it happens. So there's been some interesting things that they've learned about bodies from body farms.
Yeah.
And this isn't going to be like a super long story today because there wasn't like there's only so much you can say about body farms. But so they actually found, which I think they knew this from watching,
Dr. Bones.
That when bodies are decomposing, it'll release like certain chemicals or like things like that, which changes the plant growth. So they learned that they can tell like investigators to look for certain signs of like plant growth, and there might be like a body there if they're looking for a dead body. They've also learned like how a body decomposes. Do you want to know what happens when you die?
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of gross.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's okay. So this is all quoted from, I forgot to tell my sources, but one of them is from thelineup.com, and then allthat'sinteresting.com, and then there was another blog about body farms. It's literally just the first 5 to 6 things when you Google body farms. Because I was Googling it while I was watching Supernatural the other night, which I've never seen before until last night.
I've never watched it either.
I feel like we would both like it. Okay, side note everybody, I'm sorry for those of you that are listening. Okay, Kim Manners, who did a lot of the X-Files, like our favorite X-Files episode?
Yeah.
He directs a lot of the Supernatural episodes.
Oh, really?
I noticed that name come up. I was like, Jackie, that's Kim Manners.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
It's pretty good.
Everybody tells me I would love it, but I've never watched it.
I feel like we would love it.
Yeah.
I liked it when I was watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, I only watched a few episodes, but anyway. Okay, so this is what happens when a body decomposes.
Okay.
This is all quoted. I'm not... This
Okay,
is all
this is a direct quote.
Yeah. So when a person first dies, the fluid inside of their cells leaks out, and the bacteria begin feasting immediately.
Ew.
The bacteria subsequently convert the liquids and solids inside of the body into gases that cause the body to bloat.
Oh, okay.
In this stage, reached within a few days of death, the body can swell to almost twice its previous size. Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm, that is crazy.
Meanwhile, the bacterial production of sulfur also gives the body a strange yellowish color.
Ugh.
Part of a process called marbling. This is so weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
So I guess obviously, like, if you are embalmed, like if you're dead and they know that you're dying or whatever, and you go to the funeral home, this shit doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, I think they like change. I think they embalm, like they do things to keep your body.
Yeah,
in
like
a
fresh.
Keep it fresh. Freaky fresh. But yeah, they keep it fresh. But this is like if your body just to like decompose, just to like die and nothing.
Yeah,
and
just
no one
natural.
would do anything. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's then that flies arrive.
No, I was wondering when the bugs would show up.
and lay eggs.
Ew, no, not maggots!
Into maggots
Ah!
that proceed to consume the flesh.
Do you want to hear something real gross?
I don't know, do I?
So when I lived in Bellevue,
The view.
yeah, remember how hot my apartment was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be very warm.
It was disgustingly hot. So I had taken like a hamburger or something for lunch to work, and the Tupperware it was in wasn't like airtight. And I didn't eat all of it, and I forgot I didn't eat all of it. So I just came home, like, threw it in the sink. And then a couple days later, I go to do the dishes, and there was fucking maggots in my hamburger.
Ew. Well, that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I think it's because it's so hot, like...
Maybe, yeah.
I do think the heat has something to do with it. But I
did.
took it directly down to the garbage can and just threw out the Tupperware.
Have you ever had those, like, little bugs that come into your trash can?
What are they?
I don't know, like, not like my kitchen trash can, but like our outside dumpster. I think they were like maggots.
They probably were
The
maggots.
little white things?
Yeah, those are maggots.
So, in a super fun note, the maggots tend to start with a face, which can lead to, as Vox, I think that might have been one of the articles, a shriveled blackened skull with carved open features attached to a still swollen body. Just
Wait,
have that in
what?
your head. So the maggots will start with
They eat the face first.
which will go lead to your
Okay.
skull.
Yeah.
With carved open features, but your body is still swollen. But it's attached to your body.
So you have like a skinless skull with a bloated
with
body.
A fucking huge
Okay.
body.
Cool.
Then about 3 days after death, the body enters the purge stage.
So it's got Ethan Hawke in it, like that movie, The Purge.
I haven't seen the purge.
Oh my god, it's so
It
good.
freaks me out.
It's like it's like a cheesy horror movie that I really do like.
With the purge?
Mm-hmm.
No. As the body shrivels, it leaks out fluids so rich in nitrogen that it can kill off the surrounding grass and leave the area black.
Ew.
So I guess when you're looking, if you're like on the search for a dead body, as we often are, you know,
Right.
you would see the blackness and think that that's what it is.
Okay.
So afterward, this is so disgusting. Afterward, maggots and bacteria will have consumed all of the flesh within a few weeks.
See?
This leaves behind a corpse that dries out to the point that at 6 months after death, all that remains are bones, cartilage, and skin.
Ew. Oh, they don't eat the skin; they just eat the fat inside.
Yeah, I guess.
What about like organs?
Well, maybe they don't eat all the skin. And then that could... And the skin could be mistaken for dirty clothing.
Ew.
Ew. I don't think I read all of this. I just copy and pasted.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay. So, for example, researchers have developed better time of death estimates based on gases being emitted from the body. So, like, these are different things that have happened from that.
Okay.
So, which are released in a particular pattern over time. Additionally, researchers can now better determine the environmental conditions that accompanied someone's death and whether or not that person was wearing clothes.
Okay.
For example. Yeah.
Fair.
They've seen bodies clothed and unclothed decompose in various environmental conditions, and they know what happens to bodies in each case. So they put clothes on them and studied them. Wouldn't it be interesting to be like, all right, today we're going to go ahead and put a fully clothed person in a trunk tied up and see how they decompose.
Yeah.
Like, that would be your job, is to like, just decide how bodies are going to go.
That's kind of cool.
And furthermore, researchers have used body farms to understand the sort of food chain called a necrobiome that comes into play when a human body decomposes. So then the bacteria, for example, the bacteria that feed on the body can attract certain insects, which become prey for mice, which become prey for creatures like snakes and so on.
Interesting.
So basically, this is a lot of what happens in Bones. Hodgins, his job, he's the bug guy. Have you watched Bones?
No.
Oh my god, Emily. You haven't watched Bones?
Never watched Bones.
If you watch Bones, you would know who I'm talking about. But Hodgins is the bug guy. And he goes into the crime scene. He goes at the crime scene and he takes the bugs and he can tell based on certain bugs in the decomposition and stuff how long ago the body died. When the person died.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You should really watch Bones.
I don't have anything against Bones. So my sister, Lauren, she like loves it.
Because it's so good.
And I always like tease her about it.
Why would you tease her about it?
'Cause that's...
It's an excellent show. It was on the air for 12 years.
Yeah, I call her Dr. Bones and she gets all pissed about that.
Because her name is
Dr.
Dr. Bones. It's Dr. Brennan.
Yeah, I know. But
Dr. Temperance Brennan, and her nickname was Bones.
Yeah, and she's got autism, right?
They never come out right and say it, but yeah.
Yeah, and Angel from Buffy's in it, who I do like. David Borneas. So, you know, I should watch it, but, you know, it's like that thing where, like...
Twilight. That's my Twilight.
You never watched Twilight?
No.
Did you read the books?
No. Okay, No, I have seen some Twilight movies, but not, like, me going to see them. It's like they've happened to be on.
Yeah.
Like, my mom and sister were big fans of Twilight.
I was really into Twilight in high school.
You'll fucking watch Twilight, but you won't watch Bones?
Yeah, I was like 14.
Bones is good.
I know. I'm rewatching The Sopranos right now.
Alright, well, I didn't watch that.
And then after I finish that, I'm going to rewatch True Blood.
Okay, why are you rewatching True Blood before you watch
Because
Bones?
I know I like True Blood. I don't know if I like Dr. Bones.
Her name is not Dr. Bones, Emily. Her name is just Bones.
Lauren does that too. She gets so mad.
I mean, I don't really care because it's a TV show, but it is a good TV show.
I know. I do need to watch it. But it's 12 seasons. That's a big commitment.
Okay, but some of the seasons don't have like 24 episodes.
Okay.
I've rewatched... Okay, so I'm now rewatching it, and I'm like, when I'm rewatching it, like really intently, I'm only on season like 2 right now. But for funsies, when I just need something to like watch when I'm tired of The Office, I go to Ben's. But anyway, guys, so I don't know what you expected the Body Farm to be, listeners, but this is what it is apparently. I think there were some like documentaries on it, but I didn't have a lot of time to watch them. So, but there was like a couple things on YouTube, and it is cool. Like, I do think it would be a cool experience, like as a field trip. Oh my god, do you not have shit?
Do they let like outsiders come in and look?
I don't think so. I feel like that could compromise the
Yeah.
thing. But in like anatomy and physiology class in high school, if we could have gone to a body farm, I felt like I would have learned so much more. But that didn't happen, obviously. We went to the museum or something. But anyway, so that is body farms, guys. Not a super long story today, but hopefully everyone learned something today.
I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting too. But
Yeah. Would you ever donate your body to a body farm?
Okay, I was contemplating this. I feel like I would. Because I think it would be helpful to science.
Yeah.
But I also wonder if there are things as like souls and stuff like that, like would I feel like a sense of but I feel like incomplete.
Because you weren't buried?
I don't know. Yeah. But I don't want to be buried anyway. I want to be cremated.
Yeah.
Because getting buried alive is one of my greatest fears.
What about getting cooked alive in a cremation furnace?
Yeah, but that would happen so fast. You know what I mean? Like, let's say if they did make a mistake.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking toast.
That's true.
Like, I would be gone. I mean, that thing is so hot.
Yeah.
But I guess, okay, how often are people really buried alive?
Not, like now, never.
Because you have to, they get embalmed.
Yes, I get embalmed.
I know, but what if there's an off chance that I get this doctor who's a freaking loser and just puts my body in there?
Did you ever read those scary stories to tell in the dark? Those like little short scary stories?
Yes.
There was one where this girl bought a prom dress from Goodwill, like a thrift store.
Yeah.
And the whole night at prom, she was like feeling really like sluggish and started to feel sick, and then she like died. And this is not a true story, by the way. This is like fake. But she said, like,
spoiler alert.
What happened was that the prom dress was on the body of somebody who had been embalmed, and then she bought it at Goodwill. It still had the embalming fluid on it, and then when she was dancing, her pores opened up, started to sweat. The embalming fluid, like,
what the fuck? No.
It's a fake story.
Why would there be a prom dress on an embalmed person?
So I don't know. Maybe that's your favorite dress when you get buried in
But
it.
then you get buried, so that means somebody dug them out.
Well, yeah, that's where there's definitely a plot.
There's a plot hole.
Yeah. And maybe I'm forgetting a detail or two, but like the gist was she bought a dress that had been on a corpse, and then when she started to dance and her pores opened up, the embalming fluid got in and killed her.
Would you wear an outfit that a corpse wore?
Yeah.
I probably would too. But I would like to say I would donate my body to science. I don't want to be buried in a coffin. I think that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
They're like, some of them are like $10,000.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Hopper, my cat, he's on my mantle. My mom paid for it because she's awesome, but I think that was like $300 just for his little baby body.
That's insane.
But she also got me the gold package, so I got the nice canister. And his little paw print.
And this little, oh, that's sweet. But, yeah, do you think he'll keep his ashes forever?
Yeah, he was my child.
I know, but I was just curious.
My parents still have the ashes from their dogs that died when are like childhood dogs.
This is what I've always said, and I've told my sister this. Mm-hmm. But Abby, here it is again on record, in case no one believes you. I probably wouldn't be cremated, and then depending on who's still alive at the time of my death, if I have children, nieces, my sister and brother, I'm going to give them an adventure list of places I want them to go. And then they're going to spread my ashes at different places and then have a fun trip.
That is fun.
One place, Ireland.
Yeah.
Faux show.
I do think I also want to be cremated, but I want my ashes to be put in a little locket. And whoever wears the locket,
I'm not going to be here.
I'm going to haunt them.
Yeah,
it'll be a haunted locket.
That's fucking terrifying.
They do that, though.
I know. I know, and that's fine, but, like, I don't think I'd want to wear somebody's ashes. I don't know.
I remember, this girl that I used to know from college, her dad died, and she had, like, no idea what to do with his ashes. She was, like, trying to figure out, like, what, like a vase or, like, something. Like, she just had no idea. And he just, like, sat in a bag, like, on her mantle or something, because she just...
In a bag? She wouldn't even
I don't know. Whatever they give them to you. See, Hopper's ashes are in, like, a little velvet baggie inside of that thing. Oh. It's not just straight ash.
That's the gold package.
That's the gold package.
Well, I wonder what you call the body farm. Would that be like the...
That's the bronze. That's the plastic package.
That's the natural package.
Well, I remember I was at this training for, like, I think counseling training, and there was this nun there who was also a therapist, and she was telling me that her church was starting to do, they called them green burials. Have you heard of those?
Yes, from an episode of Bones.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and say it.
So she said, and this is literally all I know about it, but that, like, there's no coffin, no embalming. They just wrap him in like a white cloth and like bury them straight into the ground.
This is why you should watch Bones.
Is
that was literally in an episode of Bones. There was a whole thing on like green burials or whatever.
Yeah.
And the girl, one woman was buried, like she had cancer and she was buried like in the green burial, which is what she wanted to like go back into the earth.
Yeah.
And then they found another body in her same burial ground. So then they had to find out who killed her. Do you know who it was?
Sure.
It was the dead lady's husband, because he was having an affair.
So he killed her after
He killed the lady, because the lady was her, like, death consultant. So he was having an affair with the death consultant, and she had a 30-day policy or a 3-month policy where she'd only hook up with you for 3 months, and then you were donezo.
There's a lot to unpack here.
I know. That's why you should watch Bones. Anyway, that's what I was going to talk about, though, is there are some people that do go back into nature. So if that's the case, though, then donate it to science, because you're going back to nature anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, guys, maybe we'll do a poll if we remember on how you want to be, what you want to happen to your body after you die, if we remember. I'm going to write it down so we don't forget.
Okay.
Because we did forget to post the picture of my friend's
classroom. Yeah.
What a morbid poll. What do you want to do with your body when you
Cremation,
die?
burial, green burial, body farm.
Cremation, burial, body farm, and green burial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I want to be cremated. Or I would do a green burial.
I would donate it. I feel like I would.
I want my ashes to be spread over Frisch's big boy.
Which big boy?
The one in Bellevue.
That's the one you wanted to be buried?
I mean, I go to whatever big boy's closest. I don't have a...
No. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get cremated and we're going to get a big boy piggy bank.
Yeah, put me in there.
Put your ashes in a big boy piggy bank.
I think Frisch is getting annoyed with all my social media attention I give them, because they used to like my tweets and they stopped liking them after the whole graveyard thing happened.
Wait, what?
The big boy graveyard, where I tried to buy one, but it was...
Oh, yeah. It was
$7,000.
Sorry, the graveyard threw me off.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you were just too aggressive. Maybe you need to rein it back in.
I don't need to rein shit back in. I'm Big Boy's biggest fan.
That's true, you are.
Kasie got me a beautiful Big Boy portrait for Christmas.
We should post a picture.
Yeah, we will.
We need to post a picture of Big Boy.
I need a command hook so I can hang this bitch up.
40% off at Hobby Lobby, guys. There's 2 Big Boy pictures. That's it.
Yeah.
They're pretty large.
If you want Big Boy stuff...
I don't know who else besides you wants Big Boy stuff in their house.
Hobby Lobby has a market.
I guess that's true. Hobby Lobby does have a market.
I can't wait to hang it up.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
All right, Kasie.
Anyway.
So in the case of body farms, what do we say? Case closed.
Dun, dun, dun.